Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Business Talks. I am your host, Chawanne Burns. In today's episode, we are going to discuss Donald Trump, Jack Smith, and Donald Trump. We found out that Jack Smith put in an order to or request to drop all the charges of his January 6th case and the document case that was pending in Florida. I don't know if you guys remember, prior to them deciding to drop this case, back in the summer, they wanted to get the Supreme Court, I guess, involvement in whether or not Donald Trump has certain immunities. And they did grant Donald Trump immunities on some of the things that Jack Smith was trying to charge him with. But anyway, they dropped the case. So we're going to talk about why they dropped the case and who dropped the case and how they dropped the case and all that good stuff. And we got some things that I want to talk about, Ukraine and Russia. I think that conflict is starting to elevate into a bigger conflict, and we'll take a look at that. And then we got some other things that I want to take a look at. We could say liberals are still in denial of how Donald Trump won. And so we're going to take a look at a clip from Piers Morgan, and he had a couple of people on his show talking about the election. Okay, so that's all on today's episode of Business Talk. So you guys stay tuned. Something like this. Looks a little bit like I can miss. Hey, this is what you call a bad. What? This is what you call a bad. Something like this. Looks a little bit like I can miss. Hey, this is what you call a bad. What? This is what you call a bad. You guys put in the chat, let me know where you're viewing from. I see we have, let's see who we have in the building. Justin Thompson, is great to see you. Good afternoon. Farouk Ahmad, Chawanne, good afternoon from New York. Just wanted to say happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. Thank you. Same to you as well. If you guys haven't did your Thanksgiving shopping, the stores are pretty crazy. I was there yesterday and I was like, okay, I'm not going to even try to navigate the crowds. I'm just going to order the things that I need and have them deliver. Okay, so I just don't like the crowds. I don't do crowds really well. And people seem to be, to me, like this Thanksgiving, I mean, it seems like everybody's in a rush. I don't know if they're in a rush because they want to get it over with, but that's on my perspective. That's how I viewed going into the grocery store. Anyway, Carrington Hollister is in the building. Good afternoon to you. I see we have Jim Miller from Sweetwater, Tennessee. It's always great to see you. Tyrell Harris, yo, what up, my New York City in the house. What up, though? Let's see who else we have in the building. Tyrone Price. Tyrone Price, is always great to see you. Hello from South Carolina, and yes, happy Thanksgiving. Okay, so we're going to get started with our stories. You guys, this first video I want to share with you. This is, I just been watching, and let me see, file save. How do you view this? I'm trying to run this PowerPoint. I don't know why it's not running. View, normal. Okay, there we go. Anyway, let me see if I could share this with you. What I was getting at, I've noticed, the liberals are kind of changing their talking point. They're changing their talking point of, I don't know why we lost, to, I think just the rest of the world is loony or cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And then the people that have came to the realization, okay, we actually did something wrong. You have them saying that, yeah, we need to, change up our messaging in a Democratic Party. And some people are really furious, okay, about just the whole situation. They feel like they were betrayed from the Democrats with Kamala Harris because, the mainstream media, you would have thought it would have been number one, a close race. And then number two, you would have thought Kamala would have won. They were saying or portraying that Kamala Harris is leading in some of these states, and she was eviscerated by Donald Trump. And the magnitude, and I guess this wave, that people are just simply tired of living their life, whether or not they're going to have a job, living their life day to day, paycheck to paycheck. People were simply tired of that. And then if you're in a sanctuary city, people were tired of migrants. So all these things that the liberals and liberal media and legacy media, they were portraying to us, if you watch legacy media, that Kamala Harris was right and she does have a chance. And Donald Trump, if you agree with his fascist Nazism, that's who you are. So anyway, what I'm getting at is, let me see, screen, window. Okay. What I'm getting at is, I just want to make sure you guys can see this. So, like I said, you have liberal media telling you what is what, and it wasn't that. It's like, this is not what we thought it was. So, this is from Pierce Morgan, and he has a gentleman on there from White Men for Kamala Harris, and then this black gentleman, I guess he's just a pro Kamala Harris supporter. Okay. And he really wants you to believe that, hey, and I'm saying this black guy, hey, America got it wrong. And he gets really upset. So let's play this. If it play. You guys put in the chat, I want to make sure you could hear this this video. I want to share, let me just share a different screen because it looks kind of crazy. So I just want to point out, they're saying that Kamala Harris did not get beat up as bad as we thought. Piers Morgan used the word landslide. And if you look at the data, she lost by a landslide. I mean, numbers don't lie. Now, in some states, there are still counting. Let me just get back to this. Some states, a video has no sound. Can you hear the video now, Jim, uniquely? If not, I might have to just go to, because I really want to share this with you. I mean, like I said, they're saying that Kamala Harris did not win by landslide, but clearly you could see that she won by a landslide. I mean, there's no denying, or that he won by a landslide. There's no denying that. Let me just get to, I think this is it. I'm going to share this one. Sorry about that, you guys. I'll share this screen.
I'm encouraging everybody to get out and vote, please.
It ain't over till it's over.
I think Kamala Harris needs
Amanda Cowell.
In March of 2020, we went from our best year yet to this business, it might be on the verge of not being.
Calhoun, a Yale-affiliated psychiatrist who was on MSNBC and was asked if family members have voted Trump, should you shun them for Thanksgiving and Christmas? Let's take a look. You, Ernest, I mean, you were looking enraged through some of what you were hearing, but why really? I mean, is anything that anyone's saying actually wrong? I mean, isn't the key message?
You guys, let me know you can hear this video.
In this election, that you guys just blew it?
I'm not enraged more than I'm bored. You all are, I mean, you're the cat with the cream and y'all licking yourselves for the rest of this show. So great. Dunk on libs like that's going to be what's wonderful. You all going to have the House, the Supreme Court, the public. You got it. Okay.
Ernest, if you'd won a landslide, you would be like 50 cats with 50 pots of cream.
This wasn't a landslide. I'm so tired of hearing that. My God.
So you're not even letting me talk.
Yeah, it was.
It wasn't a landslide. Sorry, wait a minute.
It's not a landslide.
Let me just check the check. Hang on. Let me just go over the checklist. Last time I checked, Trump won the White House.
Yeah.
He won the Senate.
Yes.
He won the House of Representatives. Yeah. He won the Electoral College, and he won the popular vote. I'm not sure what your definition of a landslide is.
Hang on.
That looks pretty landslidey to me.
That was an ass kicking.
Let me ask you a question. Did Joe Biden win in a landslide 4 years ago? Did Barack Obama win in a landslide in 2008?
I certainly believe he won the election. He didn't have the clean sweep that Trump did.
So they're going back and forth to say, oh, Kamala Harris didn't lose by a landslide. She did. Like Piers Morgan said, she lost the House, she lost the Senate, and she lost the popular vote, and she also lost the Electoral College vote. What more landslide-ish can you get from, this whole election? And it's unreal for them to, be so kind of like, what is it called? Cognitive dissonance. I mean, it's strong on this one. You just not using your brain cells to, evaluate the information in front of you and to actually make informed discussion, because you're like in total denial that Donald Trump basically mopped the floor with Kamala Harris.
President ever. The most.
Donald Trump won the election. I'm not taking anything away from him, but it was a close win. 225,000 votes in 3 swing states go differently, and Kamala Harris is the president. Like that's not that many people. And I think acting like it's some big mandate or some big electoral landslide when in the last 20 years we've seen bigger wins on both sides doesn't make any sense to me.
If this was on the other side, you would be, this is a mandate against Trumpism.
Maybe, but I mean, it's not. So
you're going to be saying it's the end of Trump.
Come on.
The white dudes came out for Harris. But the trouble is, Mike, the white dudes came out for Trump.
Of course they did.
Yeah, because
what did you know, dude? And Ernest,
what
so did the black dudes.
Abandoning the working class.
What are we doing here? This is a lot of yelling.
You get your guy in. Your guy
Welcome
is
to
in.
America, dude.
Good luck for 4 years trying to get some real stuff done. Get it done. Shut up. Who cares? Right?
Okay.
About the liberals in Hollywood. You're so obsessed about people who clearly don't make a difference. So why waste your breath
You know what, Ernest? You know what, Ernest?
People that you don't care about.
The trouble, Ernest, is that it may not just be 4 years.
Get over it.
Now, hang on.
Done.
Ernest, it may be.
Ernest is really upset. And the flame is coming through on this video. I mean, he's just so upset. He's starting to disrespect the host of the show. He's going to tell him to shut up. That's how mad he is.
It may be if Democrats remain as this deluded and this putting their fingers in their ears and pretending you didn't get beaten for the reasons you got beaten, you could be out of the White House for another 12 years.
Hang on.
Let me
give you some credit here because I think you're right.
I honestly think that if the Democrats don't have a radical rethink,
spent 4 years denying an election. 4 years and then not get over that defeat.
If the Democrats,
shut up.
Ernest, I won't shut up. It's my show, for one. Right. You are an invited guest. And secondly,
and then he called him a bigot. How's he calling him a bigot? Well, why is he calling him a bigot? Because he's just stating obvious facts. He said the white men came out for Kamala Harris. 40% of the white men voted for Kamala Harris. And then, but the white men showed out for Donald Trump. And so now he's calling him a bigot. He's like literally mad at Piers Morgan for this.
Ernest. Secondly, Ernest, a little bit of advice from your British mate. Ernest, a little bit of advice from your British mate. If you guys don't dramatically change your radical positions on stuff, you will not be back in the White House for 12 years. Tommy, let me come to you. Tommy?
All right, you want to make money in real estate?
And I think that's a great point. You can't realize or you can't come to the realization of what your party did wrong. And you're still mad at, oh, Donald Trump did this, your party did this. Well, we wasn't in office. Like you said, get stuff done or get over it. So we're in office, or Donald Trump and the Republican Party is in office, and Donald Trump is making moves to get stuff done on his agenda. So why are you mad because Donald Trump won? I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. And I just wanted to Omari, man acting like an emotional person. The guy is nuts. It is aggravating that these libtards swore Kamala won. Yeah, and if you go online, you got some people are saying, oh, we should demand a recount. And it's like, for what? So they could take another 90 days to count it. The other day, they just closed out, I think it was Arizona. They finished that Arizona counting this morning. This is ridiculous. And the election was over November the 5th. Arizona doesn't even have that many people. California still counting. If you look at California, and before I go there, I just want to share. If you look at California, California is still counting. But look at these numbers. These are the numbers as it stands today. 74,000 or 74 million. Does anyone believe this? 74 million people voted for Kamala Harris to Donald Trump 76 million. Now, on the day that the election, they called the election for Donald Trump, Kamala Harris has 66 million votes. I still don't believe Kamala Harris got more votes than Barack Obama. Barack Obama got 59 million. I still don't believe it. But from this November the 6th to November the 23rd, I think November the 23rd, when I put this your chart in, you gain 8 million votes. Does that even make any sense? Where Donald Trump, he was like at 72 million. He gained 4 million votes. Does anyone believe that? Do anybody believe these numbers? So they're trying to make, whereas I believe this is what their strategy. So we need to make it look like Kamala Harris didn't lose as bad. It was a very, very slim margin. So she could go back to her donors and say, I do have a fighting chance to run for re-election, because that's what she's trying to gear up to. She's either going to run for California, governor of California, or she's going to put her re-election bid in 2028. But she's already left a sour taste in everybody's mouth with her donors, because they just basically lied. Joe Biden and his administration, Nancy Pelosi, even Barack Obama knew, they had this internal polling data, knew that Kamala Harris was not going to win. She sucked. Matter of fact, she sucked so much, halfway through their term, they was talking about replacing Kamala Harris. Okay. And I just want to, let me find, if I could find Cenk. Now he went off on the deep end. Okay. Now, this is Cenk Uygur agrees with cutting the Pentagon budget. But you know he always flies off on the handle. Take a look of what he said. I believe this is the clip. You know what? Let me make sure you guys can see this. Oh, you can't see it. Okay. This is Cenk. I think you pronounce his name Cenk Uygur. He said, he tweeted on November the 17th, hey, Elon Musk, put me in charge of the Pentagon. I'll slash $400 billion easy. That'll get you 20% to your goal of $2 trillion. Right out the gate. I went to something 3 years before you. I own a media company, so I know how to run a business. If you really want to cut, put me in, coach. So he's trying to shop for a job. I don't know. But why would we put you? You hate Donald Trump so much. I wouldn't even trust him over anything. But this is Cenk. I believe you pronounce his name Uygur, agrees with cutting Pentagon budget.
Put me in charge of the Pentagon. I'll slash $400 billion easy. Elon Musk responded. He said specific suggestions are welcome. The Democratic Party has never asked, hey, what's your suggestion? Oh, we're open to hearing what you think. They're always like, no, you will support Hillary Clinton. She is the anointed one, and she will increase the Pentagon, and you will like it. Sweet. Hey, Elon Musk, put me in charge of the Pentagon.
So Cenk is starting to realize that Democrats, they do not want your open opinion. They don't want you to think for yourself. They want you to say, hey, this is Kamala Harris. I got a roll of toilet paper. Why do I got a roll of toilet paper on my desk? I guess because I was sneezing one day. But anyway, this is Kamala Harris. No, I will put this. This is Kamala Harris, and we want you to support this person or whoever. This is the guy that we're supporting. But you gotta tailor your messaging around this person. We don't care if you like her. This is the person we're going to promote. We're uplifting this person. This person, look at him. He got dopey eyes. He has dopey eyes. And you could say, oh, I don't know about this person. He looked like he smoked weed all the time. Well, it doesn't matter. This is our guy. We're supporting this person. And that's what Democrats are. You can't have free thought under that party. And so I think some people, like I was saying before, some people or some liberals are starting to realize that, okay, we are deep in the salad and we don't know how to get, or deep in the shit, and or in the mud or in the quicksand, and we're slowly sinking and we're trying to grab on what we're trying to grab on, but we're not coming out of this sinking ship or whatever it is, because we're continuing to double down on this same message and it's failing us. And then we have these people that's over us is telling us, oh, this is what you need to do. Okay. And speaking of messaging, this is crazy, you guys. Messaging with the Democrats. I can't believe it. I really can't believe how, and I say black women are so brainwashed. We're so brainwashed and we're saying, oh, we're going to vote this way because we work in a unit. I don't mind that. But you vote against your own cause, your own interests. Listen to these ladies on CNN.
And you're the only one? You're on it? You all are on it? Okay.
So they're talking about how Musk and MAGA muse about buying liberal network MSNBC. Okay, that's what they're talking about.
So how do you hear this even in jest kind of purchase of a cable network?
Good to be with you tonight.
Good to be with you as well.
Thanks for having me. I think that we should believe everything that is said coming from this administration. I don't think that we have the luxury to dismiss it as him being someone who's being funny or someone who is just being himself, or that is his brand. X, and you said in some ways, always. I feel like X, I don't know if anyone is on it in any capacity. I don't know if you're on it. And you're the only one? You're on it? You all are on it? Okay. I've actually decided to take a rest of peace because it is not a peaceful place for me. And I know if in fact you don't agree with this current administration, most people can say that it's not a peaceful place. I wouldn't be surprised if there was an actual bid made to take on MSNBC, but the fact that it just can't happen in real life.
And we just can't. It's not even for sale.
It's not officially for sale.
The last time he mused about maybe buying something.
And this is why I have problems with, and not saying they happen to be black, but just liberal, especially liberal women. They have not owned a business ever. They don't know what capitalism is. They shop their services out, journalism or whatever, but they do not know what it is to grind the axe and sharpen the axe and go door to door and ask people for the sale, and they close the door on you, or build your money up to buy something and build the something up to make it bigger and employ people. This is why I have a problem with these people. They don't know anything about free capitalism. Nothing about it. So this is why she's saying, and this is so unintelligent for her to say, oh, it cannot happen. Why? Why can't Elon Musk own MSNBC? They just let, what's his name? George Soros, he bought like 400 news stations. Not news stations, but radio stations. He bought 400 radio stations. Do you guys understand? He is trying to control the media. So one person, if Elon Musk get one person to, or one network or one news station or a news media outlet, channel outlet, and this would be cable network. This, and Scott is going to correct her because she's so, like I said, I don't want to call her the S word, but very unintelligent. He's going to correct her. But you have all these news stations that's controlled by liberal entities or hierarchies, or, you know, the oligarchs. And you get mad at Elon Musk for MSNBC. Why? Because your girlfriend's going to get fired, Joy Reid, because Joy Reid spreads propaganda. I don't know what this lady name is, but she's just as worse. She's filling in for Abby Phillips, and she's just as worse as Joy Reid. And then they got this guest on here, whatever her name is, and she said, I'm a journalist and blah, 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 blah. Who gives a damn? You're not a real journalist if you spread propaganda. And if you listen to, there've been many people cut video clips together, and each of these radio stations or TV network stations, cable news network, they say the same shit over and over when they start to spread propaganda. Same shit over and over. And we supposed to believe you.
It's not even realistic in real life, but I do believe that media, everyone sitting here.
Why isn't it realistic? This is why I don't understand. Elon Musk is like the richest person in the world. Wants to buy MSNBC and makes a good offer. And actually, he doesn't really need to make a good offer because they're talking about selling it off. They probably will sell it off to the highest bidder. But why is it unrealistic? This is what I'm talking about. She sounds so unintelligent.
You're at this table. If you don't agree, we're in for some tough years ahead. I do believe that we are not going to be able to be as safe or say what we want to. I don't think free speech is going to be as free.
Now, Scott, I want to bring you in here because this kind of link to Orban, we don't pull.
And Scott face is classic. He looking like, oh, really? Free speech. And you get kicked off of Facebook, Twitter shuts down your account. YouTube would shut down your account if you say these words. If you guys look at my account on YouTube, usually probably before the election, I don't know what happened. If I'm talking about Tiffany, I think I'm shadow banned, period. But usually I would get maybe 2,000 to 3,000 on my stream views, maybe, if it's a good topic. In others, it's more. But usually 1,000, I would get 1,000 views. On my regular posted videos, if I post it, if it's a good topic, high click-through rate, I could get tens of thousands of views. But lately, if you look at my channel, it's horrific. I get like 400 views per video. That's even unheard of. That's unheard of for a person. I'm not a large YouTuber. But for a YouTuber of my size, my subscriber count, you think I would get more views? No, I don't. Because you say certain words, you title certain things, YouTube would suppress your channel. And they're saying, oh, we don't suppress channels. They went through this whole court case. If you call YouTube and say, oh, I think my channel is being suppressed, or what is it called? Blacklisted or shadow banned, they would say, oh, we don't do those type of things. What? And they already proved that you do those type of things. So what are you talking about free speech? There is no free speech on these liberal channel networks. No free speech.
It from nowhere.
You guys, I'm sorry for interrupting, but it drives me crazy. I just don't understand how come they can't see this information, but they only see it their way. Only see it their way. But if you're on the receiving end, now you're freaking out like, oh my God, it's not going to be free speech. No, just because you can't control what the other person is saying, that's not free speech, because you're trying to control what people could say. Just because you don't like it, that doesn't make it wrong.
There was a former member of the Hungarian parliament who was writing in Politico who kind of talked about this effort by that government and how specific it was in terms of purchasing media specifically for propaganda. Do you hear why they're making that connection?
I mean, is the concern that certain media outlets would become propaganda arms of political ideologies? I mean, don't we already have that in this country at a large scale? I mean, also, I heard what you're saying about X. I saw a survey this week. It's now the most ideologically balanced user platform.
Scott,
of any
stop,
platform.
stop. It's too early. I just sat down. I've only been here for 2
you're
minutes.
Be
you
embarrassed
cannot
when
continue
I tweet
to
out
say
after the show, but
you
it's
cannot
true.
say that.
So,
That's not the case.
So
Who's the source?
What I find
You the source.
on this network.
It's not accurate, and you.
It is accurate. CNN just said reason why Trump won the election is because people are not getting their news information from legacy media. And the guy put the chart up. They said 48% of liberals are on X and 49% of conservatives are on X. But clearly this girl doesn't know how to do journalism. She's on CNN and she don't even know what her own network presents. They lie so much, they don't even remember what's the truth and what's the lie.
Know it.
Okay, I'll let you make your statement.
Scott, can I reframe it a different way? Because the site changed radically, right? So whether you think the voices it is somehow more balanced now, that's fine. But no doubt Musk's influence is profound, and that you open it up and now you're there with his opinion, and he is now part of this administration. So does anyone else think that there should be this greater concern about billionaires purchasing media companies?
Okay. Would you be worried if Bill Gates controlled MSNBC?
No, because he's sane.
Because MS in MSNBC
it was MS.
comes from Microsoft. It was a partnership between Microsoft and NBC way back in the 1990s, back when Microsoft was under investigation by Bill Clinton's DOJ for monopoly. I don't remember anybody panicking over MSNBC back then.
No, they don't.
Bill Gates is saying? We're saying Bill Gates is saying. Bill Gates is getting indicted in the Netherlands because he was pushing false information to their people because of the vaccine. And you're saying this person is saying. He's over in Africa. He was over in Africa during COVID trying to save the Negro nation or Negro continent. Oh, we got to push these vaccines, knowing the vaccine had no bearing on if you will survive COVID or not. They were not effective. We already proved that. So yeah, and like I said, you're supposed to be a journalist. You should you're on MS. Well, she's not on MSNBC, but if I were going to spout some talking points about why a billionaire shouldn't buy a legacy media company or any media company, I would have more information, the background of MSNBC, the background of other news networks, and who acquired them and what type of people acquired them. Are there liberal, extreme liberal media, or are they kind of on the neutral ground? Check into their background. Now you could say, for instance, the Heritage Foundation end up purchasing a media company. You could totally say, hey, yeah, of course, this is going to be a conservative news network because these are conservative people. MSNBC was bought by Bill Gates. I don't know if he still owns it now, but that's where the name comes from. But these are liberal people. So it's going to be liberal. And why didn't you say this? You just act like you're going to ignore the fact that the House Oversight probes, FCC expediting.
Very gentle, tiny little stamping pattern.
Let me just expediting approval for Soros' purchase of 220. It's actually 220 radio stations ahead of the election. They had to expedite it because they know Donald Trump and his people wouldn't have approved this crap. This was back in September. So you got to have 220 news networks or radio stations. I don't know what type of radio stations. I'm pretty sure it's some type of talking radio spreading liberal, extreme left propaganda. Because you trying to control the nation in some way. Or control people's minds and spread misinformation.
Definitely did, but yeah, continue. Well, like Fox was launching, MSNBC was launching, the cable news network was shifting, the landscape.
But isn't the issue that the left has gotten so used to controlling almost all institutional information distribution arms in this country that when one little piece of it, whether it's X or MSNBC or anything else, gets taken away, the panic is so outrageous. I mean, that's how used to the left is having control of all of it.
I don't think that that's an accurate assessment when you look at something like Sinclair Broadcasting Group that has purchased most of the local newspapers and local television stations and sends out distributed information that their anchors are supposed to follow for the correspondence. That is a conservative-leaning group. I think the difference, though, I'm not siding with Elon Musk at all here. The one thing to point out is that platforms are not regulated right now, which gives them carte blanche to whatever they want right now. Elon is not someone who likes to be regulated. And so to buy MSN, he would go under some federal regulations.
Who's regulating CNN right now?
The FCC.
We're not a broadcast. It's cable.
I mean, I don't really think cable stations are under the same regulatory structure
doesn't go over public airways.
that broadcast is.
It's definitely regulated more than than Facebook and
there's
Twitter.
Still, what she's saying is that there's still a litmus test of journalism that you have to pass. You can't come on TV and just make up things and say.
Oh my God. This is what y'all been doing for the last freaking 4 years, making up shit. This is why you guys lost. What are you talking about?
Things that happens on X. Please don't give me the eyebrow furrow as if you don't know what I'm talking about. It happens often on X. I can go and say the color is blue and I will be met with so many disrespectful remarks. No one's regulating the N-word. No one's regulating the criticism.
Why would you want people to regulate the N-word? Why do you want them to regulate the N-word? It's free speech. That's what free speech is. Oh, you can't say the N-word. Why not? Why can't I say? Now, if you contact my job and say, oh, this person has used the N-word. Okay, I took the risk and said the N-word. And now I might have take the risk of losing my job. But it's free speech. I could call you. This is what's so crazy about this lady. They spent the last 4 years calling Donald Trump a threat to democracy, a fascist, a Nazi, a bigot, a white supremacist. If he was a normal person working at a regular job, he would have been fired by now because all these false claims that Donald Trump is. They don't regulate that. You have no proof that Donald Trump is a white supremacist, but you claim that he's a white supremacist. And then you have all these nut jobs thinking that he's a white supremacist or a fascist.
No one is regulating how people are treated.
How much government regulation of the First Amendment are you for?
Let me tell you something. If I came on here and I just started calling you all kind of names, do you think the bosses would let me continue to do that?
I mean, it happens to me occasionally. I don't know if you watch
it doesn't happen to you, but it doesn't happen for me. And I know that I wouldn't be able to do that. There's a level of professionalism in what we do here because we are journalists and we adhere to something at least morally. And there is no moral compass on this thing called
You're also having a conversation about a person who has the ear of the White House in a very profound way. And you have had the former president.
You know what? I'm tired of listening to these. I'm about to call them the B word. It sounds like they're so, oh, like you're so intelligent and you sound freaking stupid. You sound dumb as hell. Oh my goodness. Stupid, stupid, stupid. I want to see if I can find that. Somebody actually put the clip together where CNN proved that, did I save it? Notification. CNN actually, let me see, Carly Bonnie. CNN actually put the clip together or someone put the clip together where CNN was actually showing how many people are on X and what they identify as a conservative or as a liberal. And I want to see if I can find it before I get to my next topic. Is this it? No. Anyway, maybe, okay, this is it. Is this it?
Right?
No, this is not. I could have swore she put it up, but maybe it was somebody else. Anyway, let's get to our next topic. Our next topic is Donald Trump. Okay, so Donald Trump, he's planning to initiate tariffs. Okay, and of course, liberals are panicking because of this. Okay, to me, it doesn't make any sense because we have tariffs now. We have tariffs now. Donald Trump initiated tariffs in 2020, or it might have been 2018, 2019. He initiated tariffs. Joe Biden thought it was a good thing because he kept the tariffs and extended some of the tariffs. So Trump vows an additional 10% tariffs on China, 25% tariffs on Canada and Mexico. Now he's saying that he's planning to initiate these tariffs through executive order. And reason why he's doing the tariffs on Mexico and Canada, because they are on an all-out war with us as far as bringing drugs into the U.S. and illegal migrants. They are not controlling their border. So in turn, we're going to penalize them. You not controlling your end or your part of the border or your half of the border or your side of the border. So, and then you're allowing them to smuggle drugs in our country. So we're going to penalize you. Okay. And it's saying President-elect Donald Trump plans to raise tariffs by an additional 10% on all Chinese goods coming into the U.S., according to the Post Monday. And then also the Post immediately followed one in which Trump said his first of many executive orders on January the 20th would impose tariffs on 25% on all products from Mexico and Canada. Trump had threatened tariffs of 60% on Chinese goods while campaigning for president. You know, of course, people are saying, oh, it's the user or the consumer is going to be it's only going to hurt the consumer. Yeah. But it's going to hurt us if we continue to buy the stuff. Donald Trump has two plans, and I like explaining this plan in regards to tariffs. This is how he look at it. He looks at tariffs as a bargaining chip where manufacturing companies, number one, this is because of this is why he's initiating tariffs on the Chinese companies. Number one, more likely these Chinese companies or these products that's coming in from China is probably owned by an American company. Okay, but they're based out in China. They had their manufacturing things in China. So he's trying to make it or advantageous for that company to move back to the US. Once they move back to the US, what will happen? Okay, we have manufacturing jobs, we have other job growth, and our GDP will increase. Okay, so that's one way he looked as about tariffs. Then the other point of the way Donald Trump view as tariffs is a bargaining tool. Hey, if you do not stop your disrespect of our company and you're allowing this fentanyl to flow into our country, we're going to penalize you. You don't want to do what you're supposed to do, so we're going to penalize you. So then in turn, Mexico and Canada will wisen up. We shouldn't be the one that's catching all these criminals when they come in. And some is slipping through. Most of them are slipping through. It shouldn't be just up to us. It should be up to other countries. But you know what? A lot of people, a lot of liberals are saying, oh, no, this is a bad thing. Why is American first or protecting Americans is a bad thing? How is that a bad thing? I just don't understand it. It says no one will win in a trade war or a tariff war. Why not? He describes, this is Lu Ping, a spokesperson for China's embassy in U.S., said on X. He described a bilateral economic trade cooperation mutually beneficial in nature. We don't have a mutual benefit with China. You guys don't get confused about the words. There's no mutual relationship. We're getting pimped by China. We are. We're getting pimped. When you make money from China, the pimp, or if you are a hoe, you make your money. You don't keep the money. You give your money up. And then he tells you, okay, you could go get your hair or nails done. He give you $20 or whatever. But all the money go to the pimp. And he gives you the crumbs that's left over. So mutually beneficial in nature is incorrect. It says Lu pushed back on Trump's claim that China has done little to stem the flow of fentanyl to the U.S. Another thing, the chemical that actually makes fentanyl is from China. You guys go back to some of my old videos, probably about a year ago. We talked about fentanyl. And one of the things that we found out in this whole House committee document, because they did a fiduciary or judiciary committee about fentanyl and the flow of fentanyl coming into the U.S., they said 92% of the chemicals come from China. They ship it from China and it goes to Mexico, and Mexico cooks up the fentanyl. And people are mad at Donald Trump because he wants to protect Americans. Why would you even want to get in bed with a person, get in bed with a country that's flowing your community and your lands in your country with freaking drugs? Why would you want to say a mutually beneficial in nature agreement with him or with them? It sounds ludicrous. Not only you been pimped, you been abused. Anyway, let me get to some of your Kennard the DJ, they're all a bunch of jive ball bags. Farouk said most of the liberal legacy media outlets are pushing this argument because they want censorship. Thank you, Farouk. They want censorship. They don't believe in the First Amendment. Oh, you're not talking the way I want you to talk. So I'm going to put a lid on you. Oh, point to that. Bad person. You're speaking conservative talking points. You're not talking the way I want you to talk. Bad. Shame on you. So you put, and then you label it. Anti-Semitism, racist, neo-Nazi, a nationalist. And I heard one of the ladies, I think it was Joy Reid, she just called Donald Trump a white nationalist. Okay. And all these other words. All these other, you Muslim, you're a Muslim extremist. Like what are we saying here? So you're able to put labels on people, and so that allow other people to censor you. Because if CNN or MSNBC is saying it, it has to be true, right? Kings Online is saying, I am now just waiting for Joe Rogan with his own MSNBC. Exactly. Oh my God, it's all right when they call Donald Trump all those times, but praise Joe Biden, one of the biggest racists. God, I can't stand these stupid bees. I was just about to call them bees, but I just was like, okay, let me restrain myself because I just don't. Because to me, they're just, you can't be this ignorant. Keratin says, pardon my language, but those heifers, I swear. Kennard the DJ, Joy Reid better get her milk dud looking with your milk dud looking ass out here. Exactly. But anyway, so the tariffs is that train is going to go through. They might as well stop it. Stop it with the madness. Donald Trump has a specific goal in mind. This is how he views tariffs. He views this as a bargaining chip, and nothing is going to change his mind. He used it in his last election. He will use it again, and I'm glad he's going to use it because it's about time that we have a leadership that looks out for the American people and not for themselves. Anyway. So the next story, we're going to talk about Jack Smith before we get to our turkey story. The turkey story is our last story, and it's kind of funny, but we're going to talk about that. So Jack Smith, let me get to, maybe I need to go to my PowerPoint. This was on Newsweek. And I don't know if the story broke yesterday, so I'm pretty sure you guys heard about it. And Jack Smith, he put in an order to dismiss all the charges. And this particular article is on how Judge Chutkan dismissed Donald Trump case, okay? Only thing I don't like about this dismissal, they dismiss with prejudice. And they put in this dismissal that he can be charged or recharged with this crime in when he leaves office. The man will be what, 82 years old? And I guess if you don't like the way he does things in the White House, you're going to charge him. Or maybe you'll think, oh, let's charge Vance, since Vance, more likely Vance will be the next runner-up. Judge Chunkin has dismissed all charges against Donald Trump in the election fraud case. On Monday, Chief Prosecutor Jack Smith filed the motion to drop 4 felony counts against Donald Trump, allegedly attempting to overturn the 2020 presidential election and alleged role in January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol. Chunkin, a federal judge in D.C., granted Smith's motion to dismiss the case hours after he filed it. It says the government has moved to dismiss the superseding indictment without prejudice. Defendant does not oppose the motion and the court will grant it, she wrote. In this written request, Smith stated that the Justice Department policy do not prosecute sitting presidents, and a fact noted by Chunkin in her decisions. The government explains that it seeks dismissal pursuant to Department of Justice policies and precedent. The court will therefore grant the government leave to dismiss the case, she wrote. She dismissed the case without prejudice, which means that Smith could take a new case against Trump when he leaves office. But that probably will not happen because, what's his name? Jack Smith, he is resigning. Okay, he's going to resign before Trump is inaugurated or takes his seat or office. Dismissal without prejudice is appropriate here. No, it's not. It's stupid. When a prosecutor moves to dismiss the indictment without prejudice, there's a strong presumption in favor of that course. And they cited a case from 2011, United States versus Florian. I don't know who that is, but anyway. And so she also wrote that the court may override the presumptions only when dismissal without prejudice will result in harassment of the defendant or was against public interest. Well, it is. I mean, you had 54% of the population voted for Donald Trump. But according to this rigged election, and I'm calling it rigged even though Donald Trump won, it's no way in hell Kamala Harris got 74 million votes. I don't care what the hell the number says. It's no way in good hell Kamala Harris got 74 million votes. I don't believe it. I do not believe it. And did the numbers, if we look at the data, you didn't even have the majority of most races besides black people. You didn't. You had what, 45%? I guess you could say 45% of Latinos, or I think it was over 50 overall 50% of Latino. But if you break it up by sex, men overwhelmingly voted for Donald Trump versus Kamala Harris. So like I said, you can't tell me, and look, 53% of women voted for Donald Trump. They didn't even show up for you. And that's like half of the, 64% of the population is white. And then you had another 60 or close to 60% voting for Donald Trump of white men. So what are we saying? Anyway, and I think it will be harassment. So this is the case document, and like they said, or like the document discussed, a court may override the presumption only when dismissal without prejudice would result in harassment of the defendant or otherwise be contrary to manifest the public interest. Okay. In his motion to dismiss, Smith wrote that the U.S. Constitution requires that the criminal cases be dropped before a president is sworn in the office. Okay, the Constitution requires that this case may be dismissed before the defendant is inaugurated. Smith left the appeal intact for charges against the co-defendants, Trump valet Walt Nuata and Mar-a-Lago property manager Carlos de Oliveira. Why? You dismissed that case. Why are you going to punish these people? Especially, okay, say for instance, Trump is guilty of this crime. Well, they was acting in order of the Trump or the president of the United States. So why would you even drop the damn charges? You know Donald Trump is going to commute, what is it called? Forgive them or whatever, you know the word. What's the point? Right now you're just wasting taxpayers' money. And they were saying, I think Alina Habba was saying, and that was Trump's lawyer in that New York case. She was saying it cost the taxpayers $50 million to prosecute Trump. $50 million to prosecute one man. Doesn't make any sense. Anyway, so that's that. Okay, you guys let me know what you think about Donald Trump and him getting his charges dropped. Okay, so the last story of the hour before I get off, and this is a funny story. It's not funny. It's actually disgusting. This is actually disgusting, okay? It says PETA resurfaces a video accusing Butterball of turkey abuse, causing confusion, what we know, okay? It says People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals resurfaced a 20-year-old video on Instagram last week that accuses Butterball employees of SAN turkeys. And it's causing a stir online. It's causing a stir online. Somebody pulled up a 2006 video. I didn't see the video. I really don't want to see the video. But then it's actually trending, you guys. It's like #1 trending news. If you look at Google Trends, it's like #1. Do you know what happened to your Butterball turkey before they killed it? PETA wrote in the description of the video posted on its Instagram on Friday. I'm just so curious to see. They probably made them take it down. Okay, I got the video, you guys. It's not graphic. It just got this guy explaining what happened. Okay, it says in the video, a person who identified as unknown accuses Butterball workers of sexually SAing the animals that Butterball slaughtered and sold to the public. Commenters on the post were quick to share concern for turkeys. What can be done about this? One follower replied. And the group seemingly posted a video ahead of Thanksgiving holiday, but Butterball told to USA Today Tuesday that the video is from 2006. USA Today has also reached out to PETA for more information. The Butterball responds to 2006 video. It says the video is not current and was taken prior to Butterball becoming a private company and prior to the engagement and certification. Okay, so this is the guy. Oh my God. I didn't know it was going to show that, you guys. Okay, so why would you do that? That, to me, that's disgusting. But would this stop you from eating turkey, you guys? Put it in a comment. Put it in the comment. Would this stop you from eating turkey? Carrington said, what the hell, Butterball and PETA? Poor time. Tyrone Price is saying reports that states President-elect Trump spends more than $500 million on legal fees. Oh, $500 million, and I feel the presidents beat these charges. Farouk is saying Trump will probably pardon all the January 6th defendants. He will probably pardon Hunter also. The Second Amendment issues with Hunter case, that makes no sense. I don't know if he'll pardon Hunter Biden, because Hunter Biden didn't pay taxes. And then he has another charge that's pending where I guess you can't do, I forget what the acronym is, but you can't have foreign, I think it's called FARA. That's what I think it's called, FARA. So foreign relationships and doing business with a foreign entity. And I guess you're supposed to claim it, and he did not. So anyway, Justin Thompson, no audio on the video is covered. Okay, so you didn't want to see the audio. Basically, he was saying that the people, he went in and he wanted to uncover the things, how nasty the people were. We eating ribs on Thanksgiving. There's a rumor that Joe Biden's dog Commander attacked and killed the turkey Joe pardoned yesterday. Really? I do not eat turkey hardly. Let me see. Joe Biden, what's Joe Biden's dog name? He's not been known to attack a lot of people. This is fake. This is fake. This is from Jimmy Kimmel. behind it. That's hilarious. Oh boy. Anyway, that's hilarious. Commander. Yeah, Commander, that's his name. I love me some good time turkey. LOL. Yeah, we don't care. I don't really care too much for turkey, but my husband, he fries, he'll deep fry the turkey, or sometime he'll put it on the smoker. I like that. Like just the regular turkey in the oven, I'm not a fan of, because probably I ate it so much when I was a kid, so not a fan of it. So anyway, tomorrow we'll probably do a special live stream early in the afternoon. I'm going to try to plan around 1:30, the same time. We do have our unpopular opinion business talks. I'm pretty sure we'll be doing our NFL picks tomorrow, since we do have games on tomorrow. The Lions plays tomorrow, and the Lions right now, they're on a winning streak, so they're 10-1. So I'm assuming that the Lions will be going to the playoffs and in the Super Bowl. We're gonna put that in the atmosphere. Toy Mafia in the building. What's up, Toy? Justin, what's the chocolate or chip turkey? Was that chocolate or chip turkey? I don't know. Bear sucks. Yes, they do. Farouk, I heard that on Jesse Waters' show last night. But Jesse Waters, he's a funny person too, so maybe he was making a joke of it. But I don't know. I tried to look it up. I didn't see it on the news. Anyway, you guys, I really appreciate every single last one of you. You guys remember to like, subscribe, and share this video. I am sending all my good to you. I will talk to you tomorrow.